Hi and welcome to my first day of the 12 Days of Christmas collaboration run by Steph from Highland Homemade Crafts. So today we're going to be creating a Drusy mould, well a couple of Drusy moulds. We're going to be doing this Christmas tree. We're also going to be doing a reindeer and a little gingerbread man. So we're going to start off with this Christmas tree, and you can see here that I'm using the B6000, it's the cheaper version of the E6000 from Shein. And I'm covering the resin piece with these little glass chips. Now I've already done the top half for you because you didn't want to sit through all that, and I'm literally just covering the entire front. I have sped this bit up for you. It is a good idea to just do it section by section, because when I was doing the top part I covered the whole lot, and by the time I got to the bottom the glue was relatively dry. But you need to make sure that the whole lot is covered and there's very few gaps. So I've already done the reindeer, so I've done exactly the same thing. I created a resin blank and then just put lots and lots of my homemade crystals on this one, as well as a few glass chips just to fill in the gaps. And this is the gingerbread man. Again, these are my homemade crystals. So hopefully I'm going to get that sparkle kind of Drusy. So now it's time to create the housing for the mould. Now, because I didn't have a lot of silicone, I decided that I needed to create my own box in order to not waste any, because if I used my correct housing then it would have been really big and we would have wasted a lot of silicone. So these are just white acrylic sheets, and I've cut out a rectangle big enough to fit the reindeer and the gingerbread man in. So again, I have fast forwarded this for you because it did take absolutely ages to do. So I'm just attaching the four sides with some sellotape. Now, is it me or is it just really difficult to try and find the end of the sellotape? I must have been at this a good 2 or 3 minutes, and I've got nails. Could I find the end? Nope, I could not. Now I usually fold the end over, which is a little tip that's quite handy. So then you always know where your end of your tape is. But obviously my eldest has been using this, or my middle one's been using this, and hasn't rolled the edge up. So eventually, after a lot of fussing about, I found my sellotape, and then I continued to cut this to the right size and make sure that it's level in order to fit these end bits on and the side bits. Now the height doesn't really matter, that doesn't have to be exactly the same, but the bottoms need to be relatively flat. This is going to go onto a piece of transfer tape to try and stop the gaps, and we're going to glue it together as well. So I'm just attaching all four sides with sellotape and then making sure that it's all really secure. I do in fact go up the corners with sellotape as well, not just around the edges. So now we have our box frame. I've got my clear box that I usually do my moulds in, and then we've got a sheet of not transfer tape, it's like clear plastic, very similar to transfer tape, but it's not sticky. And I've cut this to size just to fit inside this square box. I've then popped my housing into it, and now we're going to glue all the edges. Now I am just going round every single bit, twice in fact, to make sure that it's all secure and we're not going to get any leaks. So I did do the other one off camera for the Christmas tree, and I'm just popping in the reindeer. So before we do that, we need to prep the reindeer and make sure that he's not going to float, because we know that generally if you're doing small pieces they tend to float. So because we need this completely flat, I'm just sanding all the back just to make sure that it's all level, so that it's going to stick firmly down to the acrylic sheeting. So now this is completely flat, it's time to put the double-sided tape on. Now again, I like to put quite a bit of double-sided tape on, and we need to make sure that it's not coming off the edge of the piece that you're moulding. So as you can see here, I go across the middle, but unfortunately the pair of scissors that I pick up, I must have used that in resin at some point because it was really difficult to open. So I've put 2 pieces across the middle of the reindeer, then 2 pieces down. And this, like I said, this is double-sided tape, so I remove the backing and then pop it onto the base of this acrylic sheet. Now I'm just having a look to see the best way to pop it in so that we've got a complete edge right the way around it, because it can't be touching the edges. So that's perfect, and I push it all the way down, and I've done this the same with the gingerbread man and with the Christmas tree. So after making sure that it's firmly attached, it's now time to mix up the silicone. Now this is silicone that I had in the cupboard, so there's probably half a tub left, just under. This is A and B measured by volume, not by weight, which is really, really easy. So I've got these 240ml cups, and I'm using what's left in the bottles. I think it come to about a total of 160 millilitres. So it was 80 of A and 80 of B. I prefer the silicones where you weigh them by volume and not by weight, because it's just a whole load of hassle having to get the scales out and then weighing it accurately, etc. So luckily enough, like I say, I had enough for each, so I'm mixing up the 180 mils of silicone. I decided then that I wanted to put some lilac mica powder into it just to make it look pretty, so I'm just popping in 2 or 3 spoonfuls of the mica powder. The silicone I usually use is green one side and then clear the other, so you can tell when you've mixed it. So I usually use mica powder in either part A or part B first, but I don't know why I didn't for this one, so I mixed it in afterwards. So after making sure that it's completely and utterly mixed together, I then pour it into the housing. Now this is the point that I've got my fingers crossed, my toes crossed that this isn't going to leak everywhere, because I've only got this amount of silicone, and I know that this was only going to be enough just for this mould, if it was going to be enough at all. So I'm just pouring it all the way around, making sure that it's completely covered, and it took the entire cup. Now this meant that for the Christmas tree I didn't have enough silicone, so I thought, I know, let's have a go and see if we can create a mould with latex rubber. Now I have the latex rubber so that I can top coat my coasters and my resin items. I put the latex on the bottom to make sure that it catches all the drips. Really, really easy. But I didn't know whether this would work to make a Drusy mould. I've never done this before, so this is a first. So I covered the whole lot with a very thin layer, as to not create any air bubbles, all the way around and all the way around the edges. This did take a while because I am using the world's smallest paintbrush, but I'm just making sure that there's a full coating all the way around. Now the last mould took about 4 or 5 hours to fully cure. This one, it took me 3 days to make. So 10 hours later, I poured on another layer, but I did this off camera, I forgot to film it. And then about 10 hours after that, I then poured a third layer onto the top. Now, because this was quite deep, it meant that all in the corners that it was still quite runny underneath. So I went at it just with a stick to make sure that all the runny bits had the air get into it so that it could fully cure before I popped the next layer on. So while this one was curing, it's now time to demold the other one. Now I was really excited about this because if this works, it's going to be absolutely stunning. And spoiler alert, it does work. So because I want to use this housing again, I'm not taking apart the whole lot, so I'm just removing the one side. Now this was really difficult with my hand, so I decided to get the scissors and just cut the sellotape on both corners. I'm just removing the silicone mould from the acrylic sheeting. Now this was a little bit difficult, but it did come off in the end, and it come off without damaging the rest of the housing. So this is the finished mould. Now it did have a thin layer over the top, as most moulds do, but it looks pretty good so far. So I grabbed a knife because I couldn't find my cutting tool and just removed all the excess silicone off the deer and the gingerbread man, so that it was making this easier to demold. Now it turns out I'm just as fanatical about demolding these reindeers as I am demolding my frogs. So if you've seen any of my Froggy Friday videos, you'll know that I'm a bit obsessive about the way that I demold my frogs because I don't want to break these toes. And the same here with the antlers. So I'm being really, really careful as to remove it because it is because it's a Drusy mould, it's really sort of sticking to this piece, but I'm worried about snapping it as well. So I'm just easing all the way round until this pops off. I know it doesn't look much at the minute, but trust the process. But you can see the sparkle once I remove these little pieces of glass that are in there. You can see the sparkle on the mould itself. And the same again with Gingerbread Man. You can see the sparkle on that one as well, even though it's still got the gold leaf that I'd used to colour my own crystals still in it. So now it's time to fill it. So I'm going for the chunky gold glitter, and I'm just filling both cavities, the Gingerbread Man and the reindeer, making sure that it's all in the gaps and the grooves, and I run my stick into all the corners just to make sure that there's no air bubbles. Now this has been sat for just over 24 hours because it is recommended that you leave it for 24 hours before you use it with resin or any product that you're going to use it with. So I popped it into my G3 machine, and an hour and a half later we now have 2 solid pieces, and I was really excited to see whether these will work. Did I just say work? Would work, I mean. So I've just took out the Gingerbread Man, and it has even got the hole in the top, so that's perfect. But I'm not going to show you until I've demolded the other one. So again, I'm being really careful demolding this in exactly the same way as I did the last one. Now this was still relatively soft because I was really impatient and didn't wait for my G3 machine to cool down. I just sort of took it out when it was a little bit warm still. It'd only been off about 5 minutes. So this is still quite hot at this stage, so still quite flexible. I did actually put a little tear in the antlers, but I will UV resin that back together, and I'll put this one on my tree because I am in love. It is absolutely beautiful, well, in my opinion anyway, and that sparkle is gorgeous. The camera really doesn't do it justice, not whatsoever. That holographic sparkle, and on this Gingerbread Man, is even better. Look at that sparkle, and that Drusy has turned out perfect. So I will show you these in a few colours during the video, but the mould is in perfect condition as well, so I'm able to use that again and again and again. And at the time of the voiceover, I've used it about 8 or 9 times, and it's still got the same sparkle. So this is in the chunky blue glitter, so I won't put you through the demoulding of it. But again, I love this one. I really can't tell which is my favourite. If you've got a favourite, then pop your down in the comments below. And this is the reindeer in the blue, and this shows off the Drusy even more. I think this is even more Christmassy than the gold. The sparkle on it is beautiful, and I didn't know it was whether that's because of the crystals or whether it was because the crushed glass. Now on to the one that I did with the liquid latex. Now this one was something I persevered with, let's just say that. So I'm doing exactly the same as I did with the previous one, and using a knife just to cut off the one side, and then proceeded to try and get this off the base. Now I'd forgotten to take the plastic sheeting off the acrylic, and that stuck to the liquid latex. So I really did struggle trying to get this off. So after a good lot of pulling and tugging and all sorts, and it was still quite damp on the bottom but underneath the acrylic sheeting, so it did take me a good while to demold this because I had to push it with my fingers, as you can see here, trying to push it off every corner of this tree and then trying to pull it off. Now as you can see, the tree's got no stones left because all the stones are in this piece, and it's perfectly flat, not a bit of a lump. Then we've got the star that's been stretched. Yeah, so at this point it is a complete and utter disaster. Failure, doesn't work, every stone's come off the front, and I mean, as you can see, every single stone, and I don't think there's a way to fix this. So I'm thinking, do you know what, maybe you just can't make a Drusy mould with liquid latex. Even though I'm trying to pick off this layer, because it looks like a plasticky kind of layer on the front. So I don't understand what that is, but it's really irritated me, so I do try for quite some time to scratch it off. So I'd say that's pretty much a failure. So off camera, I was messing about with it because I wasn't going to let it beat me, and I started to scratch it with my nail. And I scratched it, and I scratched it, and all the stones started to come off, and that clear sort of layer, top layer, started to come off as well. So I know it looks a bit weird, but I thought, do you know what, I'm going to try it anyway. So after about half an hour scratching it with my nail, it didn't damage the mould, so I thought, right, we'll tidy up the bottom edges. So I'm just using a pair of scissors to cut off the edges to make this flat. And I do this to all four sides. Now, I don't know whether you can see here, but the pair of scissors I'm using this time are scissors with half the handle missing. Yeah, so they're either full of resin or the handles are missing. Where are my decent scissors? So after getting this piece as flat as I could, I popped it onto my G3 curing machine. Now, to get the sticky back tape off this, I just scratch it off with my nail or with a knife. And I will start again and do this with some normal silicone rubber when it turns up. So I did pour a little bit of resin into this piece and realised that the camera wasn't filming. So I've just mixed this up with some green glitter, and I'm just filling it to the top and using my stick just to poke in all the edges to make sure that there's no air bubbles. And then, like I say, I pop this in my G3 curing machine. I tell you something though, I'll give myself 10 points for perseverance for this one, because it wasn't going to beat me. I was determined that I was going to get some sort of Drusy mould out of this. Now I have sped the demolding of this up because this took about 5 to 7 minutes. This is on times 22. Yeah, so it was a lot, and it was really difficult to get off the front. So I wouldn't recommend making a Drusy mould with liquid latex, but it can be done. So after giving this a good tug and a good pull, it didn't damage the mould. It did leave a little bit of silicone on this Drusy piece, but it's easy enough to clean up with a pair of tweezers. And you can see here that it hasn't actually damaged the mould in any way. So I did pour a second one off camera, and that worked in exactly the same way as this one did. I don't think I'm going to be able to use this for any more than 4 or 5 uses. So like I say, I don't recommend making a mould with liquid latex, but if you are desperate, it does work. So now on to the final one. So this is with the mylar flakes. So I've demolded this one, and again, it is absolutely gorgeous. I think that the blue one is still my favourite though. So I'm just removing, I think it's just different colour stones that were left in there. And you can see the Drusy effect on this one. So the next one I do will be like an icy kind of blue. And then I did a green gingerbread man. Like I say, this mould is absolutely gorgeous, even if I do say so myself. And I absolutely love the Drusy effect on these little gingerbread men. They do need a bit of a clean up, because I don't know, I think that was left from the previous make. And there are still a few stones or the odd ones still left inside the mould. But I just pick them out with my finger. And again, it hasn't damaged the mould in any way. So now we are done for day 1 of the 12 Days of Christmas collaboration. I've been Tony from Georgies Gorgeous Gifts. Let me know which one is your favourite down below in the comments. Stay safe, happy crafting, and bye for now. Christmas, craft and joy.